So good morning, everyone. I am Marlene de Cespedes with Douglas Element in South Florida, and I am so excited to welcome my guest, Maria Morris, who is the partner, head of residential for Knight Frank Middle East. Welcome, Maria.
Welcome. Welcome? Why am I welcoming you? It's
welcome each other.
Exactly. Look, I'm absolutely thrilled to be doing this today. It's so lovely to see your face, albeit virtually. But last time it was in person, and now we're doing it across a video call. But that's the new normal, right?
That is, and let me tell you, I never used Zoom, and now I'm using it daily and several times a day, and I just love it. Unfortunately, we can't see each other in person, but this is the next best thing, and seeing your beautiful face is a pleasure for me this morning. It's afternoon now in Dubai.
It is indeed, yeah. It's just approaching our evening, so it's around 5 p.m. here. But yeah, still light outside, sun's shining, it'll be setting soon. So yeah, there's worse places in the world to be, isn't there? Dubai and Miami, I think, we're quite lucky.
There we go. We have the palm trees and the weather and the sunshine, so we're blessed for sure. So I wanted to, first of all, how are you? How have you been during these last, I don't even know, 3 months now?
Yeah, I know, and it's been such a variety of feelings over the last 3 months. I think, quite early on here into the sort of quarantine lockdown phase, we went quite hard, quite quickly. So we shut our borders, must have been around early March now. And we've just got into June. So it feels quite a while ago now, but yeah, we've been through various phases. I think obviously you guys have too, but we're fortunate now that our restrictions have been lifted pretty much. So we can resume exercise, we can go outside, we can go shopping as normal. Our office is now reopened. So we're doing a little bit of working in the office, working from home. So life's good now. We're trading, we're conducting viewings with our clients. But yeah, it's been a very challenging last 3 months. But I'm pleased to say that we're getting back to some level of normality, whatever that looks like now.
Yes, our new normal, which kind of sounds weird to say, but it is our reality right now. And how was the market during during the last 3 months? Did you see some activity? Can you see it picking up now?
Yeah, the encouraging thing, I think, from our perspective is that there's been continued activity. So whilst it might be subdued in terms of volume, it's, there's still life out there. We've done several transactions over what we're calling the COVID-19 period. And, I think that's incredibly encouraging, not only for our market, but also multiple markets across the world that are also seeing the same thing. So, yeah, our team, as I say, they're now able to do viewings. They're out and about with clients, which, is just very, very encouraging from a real estate perspective in the city. It is still challenging in one respect because with our borders being closed, we're so dependent on the movement of people coming in and out of Dubai. We're a very cosmopolitan city. So the restrictions of people being able to fly here and enter the country, it's still a little challenging, but we found, like you were saying about Zoom, we've been doing virtual presentations, virtual transfers, completing properties via, Zoom calls with our Dubai land department. So, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think everyone's adapting to the situation, but there's still activity taking place, albeit a little subdued in terms of prior volumes.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be changing. I think we have had very similar market here and activity in South Florida. And, I think our spring market, which is our heavy market, I think it's now going to be our new summer market, and then moving forward to fall and winter. So we're very optimistic moving forward. We have here in South Florida, we hope and we see that we're going to have a big influx of buyers from the Northeast coming into South Florida. So we're looking forward to that and planning for that. But yeah, technology has been great. And I think I've become like a technology junkie where I wasn't before, having to work with Zoom and all these different other platforms, which has been great. Now, I know you all.
We've all become experts. We've all become experts in technology because we've had to. But I think there's so many positives that we can take out of this situation as well. You know, the connectivity, like you and I talking today, or you know, our being able to touch base with our clients in multiple different markets. But you know, some of them previously would have been incredibly time poor, and now, you know, they're working from home. They might be a little bit more flexible with the time that they're looking to give to their property requirements and property searches. So you know, I think there's positives that we can take from it as well. But our markets, arguably, you know, I would imagine we're quite similar in that our inquiries at the moment are very much lifestyle driven. You know, we're blessed with beaches and waterfront properties and sunshine, and I think that outdoor space, that lifestyle element is really important to our clients right now. Are you finding the same?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we have, you know, our clients from, especially from the Northeast, who unfortunately right now are home in their beautiful condos, but have no outdoor space. And they see us that we're posting on social media that we're, you know, taking a walk in the park and under palm trees and the weather's so beautiful. So yeah, definitely we do have the lifestyle here in South Florida. And let me tell you, I love seeing all your marketing and all your photos from Dubai. I've never been, and definitely it's definitely on my bucket list to visit, because it is such a beautiful country. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm going to make that happen now. You're definitely going to have to come and see us in Dubai as soon as this passes and you can get on a plane. I think you'd love it. Again, you know, I do think there's so many synergies between Florida and the UAE. You know, that, as I say, that lifestyle element being one of them. So you'll feel like you're home from home, Marlene. You should, you know, it will be it'll be like coming from South Florida to the UAE. You know, you'll just feel at home. But we're definitely going to make it happen.
Well, I'm for it, and it's just like a little airplane ride over, a few hours.
Yeah, just a short trip. But we have, I think there's direct flights now from Fort Lauderdale, so
Perfect.
That makes it a bit easier.
Perfect. It's just like a 25-minute drive from my house here in.
There you go, 25-minute drive, and then about a 9-hour flight, I think. But
I'll be right over. So one thing I want to talk about is you represent an amazing project in Dubai. And you know, I've seen presentations on it. I've seen amazing videos, which I will share. Actually, I will attach to this recording a bunch. Sorry about that. It's my dog, and I think someone's cutting the grass outside. That's the joys of working from home. So I will attach photos to, and if I have a short video, I'll attach it as well to this recording. But if you want to tell us about the Royal Atlantis.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's a project and a half, that's for sure. It's still currently under construction, due to be completed, you know, around this time next year. It's phenomenal. So it's a resort and residences, and it's operated by Cosmo International, who also operate the Atlantis hotels and the one and only hotels across the world. So we've been looking after the residential component clearly, and we have, oh crikey, since its conception back in 2014, I think it was now. You know, we as Knight Frank have been working on the consultancy piece before bringing it to market. So what a lot of people I think don't know about Douglas Elliman and Knight Frank is that, you know, we do offer our developers those consultancy services before something even comes to market. So we're very fortunate that we were able to frame it knowing exactly what should be constructed and what our clientele wanted. So that's resulted in the most amazing building. It's really hard. I'm glad you're going to share some some links and some images to this video, because seeing really is believing with this project. It's 231 residences. They range from 2 bedrooms up to 5. And the architecture is was conceived by KPF, Cone Pedersen Fox. So your fellow Americans that are their HQ is in New York. And it's just a beautiful building. You know, we in our industry represent some of the best projects around the world, if not the best projects around the world. And this is definitely up there with probably, you know, I'd say it's top 3 in the world right now. So I can't wait for it to be completed. And, you know, it's a very exciting time because our clients are now seeing it come to life. And yeah, it's been hugely popular with all different nationalities, including people from the US. So another reason for you to come out to Dubai, because you've got to see it.
You know, I have to go.
Definitely.
Well,
see, the moons have aligned. You've got to come.
Oh my God, you just keep giving me a more and more reason to go.
Exactly, and bring a couple of buyers with you, please, if you would. That would be great.
You know what? That is the point, and absolutely. And one of the things I want to touch about as well is I happen to have two, if not 3 clients who live in the States, who currently live in Dubai, or lived in the States, now currently work and live in Dubai. So is there a synergy that you see between Americans living in Dubai or going to work in Dubai and then really, you know, purchasing, and then people who live in or are from Dubai buying in the States?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there's not an abundance of US citizens that live in Dubai, but there is you know, it's a huge expat community here. So around 85% of our population are non-nationals. So there's a lot of Brits, there's a lot of Australians, Americans, Europeans. It's very, very diverse. So I think that in itself has become more and more attractive to US citizens as well. And Dubai, I suppose, is unusual in that, you know, whilst it's actually seen as a lifestyle destination or a holiday destination, more and more sort of financial, large financial corporations or businesses have used Dubai as their sort of Middle Eastern or Middle Eastern African hub. So I think that's where we've seen a lot more US sort of buyers or US citizens come to work in Dubai. But equally, because of that diversity and coupled with, you know, our Middle Eastern clients, we also have a lot of interest going back into the US. I'd say primarily New York, probably South Florida and California, you know, as sort of the main places of interest. But that's not to say, you know, we've had clients that have been interested in Aspen or, you know, some of the other centers we represent, Boston as well, because obviously the education connection there. So, so yeah, I think over the last few years, I've seen more and more, I suppose, clients wanting US property, but also US citizens coming and basing themselves in Dubai.
Oh, you broke up there for a second. There you go.
You got me?
Yeah, you're good. You came back.
I'm back.
That's good. You know, I love the synergy between Douglas Elliman and Knight Frank. I think we're a true family, and I have received you know, business from colleagues in Europe, which has been great, and I've been able to send referrals back over, which has been wonderful. So the synergy is great. Now question: when do you plan to visit South Florida? Because I'm going to Dubai, so. You need to
yeah, I suppose I've led myself into that one, haven't I? So if you come to Dubai, I've got to get back to South Florida. I mean, look, I love South Florida. When, I don't know if you recall, but we actually, for the Royal Atlantis, the project that we were just talking about, we actually came out, it was probably about 18 months, 2 years ago now. And one of the events that we did as part of a US sort of roadshow was in South Florida. It was in Miami. So I love it because, you know, I love it if I could spend a few more days there and not just like a couple of days for work. So maybe next time I'm there, we'll add on a little bit of vacation. But yeah, I mean, look, I feel that the synergies that we spoke about earlier and the ease of travel between the two centers, you know, really, Marlene, there's no reason I shouldn't come. So maybe as soon as I can get on a plane, I'll come and see you.
We're perfect. We have some, you know, we're very famous here for Cuban cafecito. So I'll definitely, we'll meet up and we'll have some coffee. And one thing about that, you were saying that there's so many expats that live in Dubai. You know, South Florida is very similar. We have, you know, we're like a melting pot of just, you know, all different cultures here in South Florida, which makes it so interesting and so fun, and the lifestyle is so amazing here. So definitely, I think Dubai and South Florida are very, very similar in that way, and as well as the beautiful weather. So no reason why we can't get any, you know, some South Floridians interested in visiting Dubai.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the synergies are there, and I think it's interesting. I was talking to someone the other day as well about the movement that you were alluding to from the northeast of the US down to South Florida. And as I understand, the you know, a lot of the interest also is due to taxation and different regulations between states. And it's almost like we're talking about South Florida and Dubai and the UAE being the same place. But I think that's what's so attractive to people investing into our city as well, is because, you know, there's zero income tax here. It's a little bit different for US citizens, sadly, but you know, other than that, there's you know, a small VAT rate, and our transfer fees are really low. So from a taxation perspective, you know, Dubai is really attractive as well. And I think that's with that migration that obviously you're seeing down to South Florida, I think that's a key driver for people sort of looking to invest in Dubai as well. So yeah, on paper, they're almost the same benefits in both places.
We're almost like twins, Dubai and Florida.
Exactly.
No, definitely. I mean,
Exactly.
besides the weather, the lifestyle, the culture, you know, obviously the tax benefits are a key factor in why many of the, you know, sellers and buyers from the Northeast, you know, want to move and make Florida their primary residence to take advantage of those tax benefits. So absolutely, you know, it has been such a pleasure speaking to you this morning.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm just now I'm itching to get to South Florida. That's the only problem. So
hopefully we plan it together. So I'm not flying to Dubai while you're flying to Florida, and then we miss each other.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we schedule that. But look, you know, we've got such a close family across Douglas Elliman and Knight Frank, and you know, I love working with you guys. I like, you know, like we were saying when we first met at the you know, the conference, and it's so good getting together with all your team, and lovely to see your face, as I say, as always, and I can't wait for it to be in person next time.
Thank you. And let's do this again very soon.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And I'll make sure I've got I'll put a Dubai background behind me. Yeah. So we can compare palm trees and beachfront.
That's right. Well, I'm sure yours will be so impressive, because I've seen those photos of Dubai. I'll have to up my background game next time.
Exactly. Or I'll put the Royal Atlantis. You know, every time we do one, we'll put some different projects or something in the background. That's what we'll do.
You'll win every time. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me to do this. It's been great talking to you as always.
I'm going to add all your information to the post. So if anybody wants to contact you directly, they can. And again, it's been a pleasure, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you soon.